So, welcome everybody to again the fifth episode of Startup Stories from Yourself Students. I'm here with the co-founder and CEO of OASYS, Nima. And first of all, let's introduce yourself. So, who are you? What's your startup?
Yes, thanks for having me, Matthijs. I'm glad that I can be here. Well, as you mentioned, I'm Nima. I'm co-founder and CEO of OASYS. I've been working on OASYS for the past 2.5 years, like since November 2018. And it's been a wild journey, I would say. So I'm glad that a lot of things are happening. I guess that's the beauty of, working in a startup. But I'm ready to answer your questions.
Yeah, of course, no. Let's start off. What's OASYS all about? So, in like 2 sentences.
Yeah, okay, to keep it simple, we are trying to give opportunity to people to gain power over their body, so to have a knowledge about what their body is made of and what's most suitable for them. And the way we are doing it is by doing genome testing, right? So we will test your DNA and we could read into your DNA and find out what is best for you, whether it's different nutritions or a sport type. So it's like basically decoding your DNA.
So, it's actually like exporting DNA, your own, like your own passport of your body?
Yeah, so it's funny that you mentioned the passport idea because that was what we worked before. Maybe this is a moment that I can actually tell a little bit of the history of how it started.
Well, let me just cut you off right there because that's something for next. First
Okay.
of all, what do we have to celebrate?
Yes, I think I was thinking about this. What do we have to celebrate? And I would say for now, it's the team that we have and what we have been able to achieve in just such a short period when having a dedicated team of passionate people getting us into GSEA, which I will tell you later. So yeah, I think it's time to celebrate having a great team around.
Cool. So I'll just get you set up. I'll leave the good part to you.
Nice. All right. Well, let's make sure we don't break anything and also don't hurt anyone. Let's go slowly. Yeah. I prefer sabering actually.
Oh, well, we have sword.
It's a little bit too late now. Let's go.
Really nice.
All right, cool. Yes.
Just
So
pour the glass.
pour it. Yeah. Can I?
Yeah.
Yes, that's easier.
Really nice.
Oh, you have your own glasses.
Yeah,
Yes,
of
Delft
course.
students. Very nice.
So, while you're pouring your glass, you're a student, other than what we had before, like real founders already and non-students anymore.
Yeah.
So, how is your student daily life? How was it? How are you holding it up here in Delft?
Yeah, good question. Cheers, first of all. Yes.
Cheers.
It's a great experience. I actually like combining studying and working on this. I think it started for me around 3-4 years ago when I realized I like building stuff that could help people on their day-to-day life, right? That was the quest that I had, and the means of doing it for me was entrepreneurship when I researched and I found out how much I like this. But then you get into this new world of entrepreneurship and you don't know anything about it. And I just started asking around from other entrepreneurs, coming to a lot of events here at the Delft Students, and looking for something that I would be passionate about making. And the way it started for OASYS, in November 2018, I was attending a competition, like it was like sort of a startup weekend similar to Delft, but it was in Lund when I was doing my minor abroad, Lund University in Sweden. And there was this assignment to all these small groups they had assigned was, hey, build a borderless solution. That was just the assignment. It was up to you to make something. And I knew that something related to health is really important for me. That's the backstory of me entering the Netherlands together with my family and having situations of getting integrated into the healthcare system in the Netherlands. I shared more about it in details at the TED Talk. and it was just wanted to find out a way that technology could help the healthcare system. So back then I started with the idea of building a better health platform for the users, for us the patients, to see what are all the medical files that we have at different organizations, at this hospital, at that clinic, at this physiotherapist. What if there was one hub that contains all of this information and you could carry that around with you? So whenever you go to any different country, instead of, if you have to, for example, migrate, in my situation, you have to migrate to a new country and you need to tell to this new doctor about all of your history of like medical records. You don't need to retell the story. You have a whole platform that gives the access to the doctors to see into it. So that's,
is that the idea now, or was it your initial idea?
this was the initial idea, right? And I started working on this together with a team there, but then my minor was ended, so I had to come back, and I liked it so much, and we got to actually win an award there already with this idea. So I was like, okay, this is really cool. Let me continue working on this and then see who else is interested.
So we're now in 2019 beginning.
2018, end of 2018, so
Yeah.
now we're in 2019. I'm back in Delft. Then I was more passionate to come to Yes Delft and Yes Delft students and find out ways of actually setting up a business around this. And I had 100 questions and so many problems to tackle. And I guess the biggest problem at the moment was, hey, this is quite a big general idea, and how are you going to start with it, right? Where is the starting point? Of course, as a tech person, like studying computer science, the first thing that came to my mind was a good database that could store the data securely, because I care about data security. And I started working on the technology aspect of it, right? I was building a solution without making sure like the problem actually exists and validating it. This is what I learned, again, coming out to these events, that hey, you have to first validate the problem and the idea. Building all the solution first. And I guess that was the biggest first problem I had. And then I realized, okay, to this idea to come to life, it's going to take a lot of years of work if I'm going to go the path that I'm going. So, okay, let me see if the idea is valid. By trying to do that and going to different competitions and awards here, I just more and more realized by talking to experts and coaches, hey, start narrowing it down. Find one specific problem you want to solve first, right? So I kept the same vision, which was helping people in their health-related issues, but then I had to find the niche, like the specific thing. So that would come into today, 2021. What we're working on is a more niche thing, right? We are starting with one simple health data, which is human DNA, human genome, and the interpretation of this data, right? You have this raw data about human genome, and you would interpret it to something that humans can read, you and I can read, customers can read, and from that information they can gain knowledge about their body and how they can improve their life. So this was sort of a journey. There was a lot of more other pivots throughout the way, just trying to find something that would stick. So I could keep the vision, keep the passion, but then find a problem that can be solved first.
But that really sounds to me like you're a flexible guy. So was it always this simple, just to go from this general idea to just this tiny piece of problem solving?
No, I think, to be very honest, it was quite hurtful. Right, in the first time you go to this competition and you talk to these coaches and you are so happy about your idea, you tell about the idea, but then you get shot down by them. It's like they start criticizing it, giving you actual, honest, useful feedback, right? But it's like, it's your baby, they're attacking. It's like, no, I like my idea, like, can I still continue can I do it differently, right? You just keep trying to bargain and stick to the same idea. And sticking to that for a while, I guess that was something that slowed me down for a while too, right? So I guess a tip to myself and all the other people, students who might want to go after their ideas, I would say is be flexible, be open to receive feedback and see how you can apply it and see if you can make a better version out of it. Like do it iteratively.
Yeah. So you received a lot of feedback. I think honest feedback, less honest feedback. So what's the thing that helped you the most until now? Like, could you remember anyone telling you something that you really, where you benefit from?
That's a good question. Let me think about this.
Could be some harsh feedback or
Yeah.
the first time you actually thought, well, this guy is actually not lying to me.
Yes. Okay. I think the one that quite got me shocked on the spot, and maybe I was a little bit disappointed from the feedback on the moment, but later realized how important this is. So for my case, I was really in love with the technology that I was developing, which was blockchain. Right. I had all these ideas about how blockchain can be applied to this industry, in that field, this and that, and I was going around building a solution on blockchain, not making sure if actually blockchain is useful for that problem, right? It could be just a simple database that could do the same thing, just make sure that you have some, like, I don't know, security aspects of it taken care of. So there was this great coach actually here at the Delft. One of the events I attended was, hey, why blockchain? That was a good question, like why, right? Not many people questioned it, because that person had quite a good understanding of that technology and could kind of convince me, hey, maybe start thinking of it a different way. So then I started thinking of it in a different way for a while, and then now I realize, okay, now I have found an actual good use case for blockchain, not on a general topic, but on a very specific area of the data that I would be applying this technology to. But in the beginning, I wasn't able to see that picture unless somebody had criticized me. So
Yeah. Really useful feedback. I think like it opened your mind at some point, and at the end you benefit from it.
And we are tech people, right? Starting at TU Delft, I guess we learn to be a little bit problem solving oriented mindset, right? It's kind of, we can't help it, right? We just want to make solutions, not knowing if the solution is actually applicable to that problem. So this was definitely a good feedback for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah.
So at the end, well, at the beginning of 2021 right now, you have a wonderful team. You're not doing it alone anymore. So how many people have joined you?
Yeah, at the moment I think the core we have 7 people,
Yeah.
which is cool, and there's also some other people that would have more of an advisory role on the team, right? Because they're experienced in different ways. But at the moment it's like the 7 of us who are giving all of our spare time, making sure this comes to life.
Yeah. So what's your role in it right now? At the beginning, you're a really student entrepreneur. Like you don't really know where to go. Like have lots of questions. I think with 7 people, you're becoming like a manager or something.
I think that's a good observation, right? I try not to look at it as a managerial role, but more of a leader role. And I'm a little bit maybe too sensitive on this word, because I want to make sure that whatever, especially at this stage, whoever doing something on the team, I'm doing it together with them, right? And making sure that I do it first, and they could look at me doing it and then continue doing it the same way. Although I'm not the expert in none of the fields and different departments that we have, but at least show them that I care about what they're doing, right? Sometimes I think a manager just know that what each person has to do and just assign the task and just let that person do their thing, which works in a lot of cases. But I want to make sure that we're doing it together. As cliche as it sounds, I like us to always look at our team as a family, and that's how it is also, right? We are actually a bunch of friends first and foremost, but then we are also co-workers and colleagues and working on the same team, right? So try to make sure that it's a group of people who are passionate about the same thing, and I guess that's the role that I have right now, just making sure everybody is happy with what they're doing and know what they need to do, and if they have questions they can always reach out to me so we can do it together.
So do you think that's the foremost description of a real leader?
I'm not an expert to have a saying on this, but if I may have a saying on this, I would say yes, right? The leader should start doing him or herself first, and other people follow after him or her, instead of sitting back and then tell people to do this, do that, and do that, right? So I'd prefer it to be the other way around. Hey, I'm going to do it first. I'm going to get my shoes in the mud first myself, and you can see it can work, it can happen, and then they can follow after it. And I guess a role that I'm trying to more and more lean into is that I guess I have more of a visionary character in the team, right? I look forward way too much and think of things that are not there but can be there, imaginative things, and finding ways how to make it happen, right? And then maybe the part that I'm missing at the moment is the today. Hey, what is the next step today? And how do we make that vision come to today and have it like a step forward? So I'm glad that I have people in the team that take that role for us in the team, right? They have people who focus on the to-do today, the task tomorrow, and then the planning part. And I'm glad that we can have this in the team, right? We allow each other to lean into the character that we have and the talents that we have. So it's not only about the talents and the skills and your education and expertise, but also the character. How can we complement each other? How can we complete each other as a team?
Yeah. But I really thought part of your vision on a real leader is kind of inspiring. But I was wondering who inspires you to do all this?
Yeah. I used to have like usually one person at a time that is like the role model or like someone who I look up to. And there are still, I guess, some few people that I can name. But I tend to do it differently now. I try to read as many books as possible about leadership from different perspectives and just have a compilation of all of those and then apply myself to that knowledge. All right. So now I see, for example, Simon Sinek, someone I really look up to, looks at leadership in this way. I don't know, Elon Musk has this different perspective, that other person had, and then try to combine all of those and see, okay, how do I fit in to these descriptions, right? That's why I would say it's hard to have one description for leader, because then you're making boxes already and putting people into boxes, which I don't like. I see, hey, there are these different ways of doing it, which one fits my personality better, and then I could apply that.
So you're actually developing your own set of leadership skills. Maybe you'll write a book sometimes, and in 10 years somebody else will actually benefit from your leadership.
I hope so too. That's something I can look forward to.
That's a nice vision. Yeah, really cool. So we talked about your team, how you got here, the pivoting from initial idea to the idea right now. So what are actually the experience you've benefit along this road? Like you said, you attended a lot of events. I know you did. So yeah, could you let me in on some more details, like how you benefit from it?
Sure. So I need to go back to who I was, I think, a couple of years ago when I started. And I just had a lot of ambitions and probably a lot of ideas, like so many other people. But I didn't know the path in making those ideas come to life. And in my head, I thought, hey, if you have an idea, it's going to become the next big thing and you're going to be the person building it. Not to say that's not the case, but it's not as simple as that. And maybe I would say the education we have usually puts us onto the path of success after success. And by success, I mean passing this course, passing that course, right? It's like there is an organization built around helping us pass and get better and pass and get better. There's not much room to fail. And failing hasn't been appreciated enough. Like the powerful experience you get from failing but still getting up back on your feet and trying again, it hasn't been celebrated in the education, in my humble perspective. And by doing this, just going on this path, I just learned to fail and try again, fail and try again. So this was for me the secret sauce of the success as an entrepreneur. Just learn to fail and embrace the failures. That was also the case at the GSEA.
So maybe for other listeners, what's the GS?
Yeah, exactly. So GSEA is global. Wait, now I forgot the abbreviation. So there is EO, which is Entrepreneurs Organization. It's a global organization. It's actually the largest global entrepreneurs organization, and they have a chapter at every country. Netherlands also has one, which is located in Amsterdam, and they try to find startups and give them room to grow. And they have this competition yearly, first locally at a country and then at the global level. And I was somehow introduced to it. I applied our team OASYS startup at the GSEA, and they selected us among the top 4 startups of the Netherlands in 2021. And this was quite a shock, but a good shock, right? And then you get to realize, okay, maybe we have a thing. So it was quite an achievement to say, hey, okay, what we're building, people actually care about it. So we attended the competition, and it only had one winner that would go to the global finals. We were not selected for that, and I was happy, not that I wasn't selected. I was happy that we were there, right? Just learning to appreciate that you get an opportunity to be somewhere, to try something and failing. This was part of the story that I was telling about appreciating failures. This was a really good example, like just being at the edge of winning something big and just not getting it and still being happy. I'm like, all right, I'm glad we're here. Now we're gonna try again, right? See what part are we missing, get some feedback, what part needs to be improved, improve that, try again, improve that, try again. Just iteratively try, like build something, fail at it, build something, fail at it, and just working with feedback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, to me it actually sounds like a really accomplishment because you're failing at the Champions League of entrepreneurship in the Netherlands, I think. So another experience of yours was the Tedx Award. Like you participated in the finals.
Yeah. So
can you tell a little bit more about that?
That's right. Yeah, sure. That's actually one of the highlights of my previous years as well. So there was this sign-up platform for people who have ideas, and they could get some trainings for public speaking. That's how it started. I was like, okay, I usually have ideas, and I'm not really good at communicating them, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe a lot of us at the university might relate with that. We have a lot of ideas, we're good at something, but communication is not the skill we learned so much in the school. I was like, oh, this is a good opportunity for me to go through this training. And turned out it was actually for the Tedx Award, Tedx Delft Awards. So it was actually quite a long journey. I thought it's just going to be like a few sessions, pitching, done. But it took almost a year, and I think 20 sessions of coaching and going through different rounds. But the most valuable thing here was that I got to talk to a lot of actual TED coaches, and TED coaches are trained to help you communicate your ideas. That's the whole idea of the platform. So I'm really glad that I was privileged to be one of those people. Mm-hmm. Again, same situation. Eventually, I think there were 25 startups who signed up, or like 25 participants, and only 3 went to the finals. And I'm glad that I was selected to be in the top 3. There was a lot of other amazing ideas. Somehow they selected us. And being up there and just being able to communicate an idea to a group of audience who are probably, most of them are more expert than you, but still not shaking and being able to say it, was an amazing experience. And I think that's what helping me and us as a team to continue doing that, right? I guess a lot of times we might have a good idea, but we are not sure, we're insecure about it, we're inconfident about it.
So you would actually say just go out and find out.
Go out and do it.
Go out and fail.
Try, sign up. This is not going to work. Okay, try another one. And embrace the failing, as I keep saying it. And I'm glad that the Tedx Delft Award was the same, right? I was selected in the top 3. I wasn't selected at the first. We didn't win the prize, but we were there. Mm-hmm. We were present. We tried. And that's what I would, I guess, tell everyone. Just go and try. And if it fails, it's okay. If you win, also okay. So
I think with this inspirational quote of Nima, we actually can wrap it up. I think we could talk for another hour about success, failure, anything, this whole journey. But I really want to thank you for being here and for sharing this inspirational podcast with me. So thank you for that. And with that, I want to thank you for listening and watching, and we'll wrap it up. So see you in the next episode.
Thank you, Matthijs, for the opportunity.
Yeah,
yes,
of course.
I'm glad that we could do this.
No, really nice. Thank you, man.
Of course, thank you.